Hello, dear friends, and welcome to episode 9 of the Found Humanity podcast. In this episode of Found Humanity, I sat down with a stranger named T. I met T the night prior to this podcast and had a truly wild synchronicity that contextualizes the beginning of our conversation, so I'll start by sharing that story. The night before this conversation, I was walking down Forrest Avenue and I noticed T sitting on the curb, listening intently to some street musicians. He was totally immersed, applauding and cheering after many of the songs, and was exactly the kind of supportive listener that you would hope would come by as a street musician. He also had a book next to him on the curb that looked like The Four Agreements by Don Ruiz, which got me curious. When I asked him what book it was, he shared that it was another book by Don Ruiz called The Mastery of Love, and invited me to read a couple of the pages. The introduction mentioned the wisdom of the Toltecs, an ancient South American society that predated and influenced the Aztecs and Mayans. Having recently researched a lot about occult rituals, human sacrifice, and secret societies that practice occult rituals, I knew that the Mayans and Aztecs engaged in some of the most brutal and public forms of human sacrifices that are historically documented, so I naturally inquired more about the book and its possible connections to esoteric wisdom, since I had never heard of the Toltecs before. As we continued to listen to the musicians, we discussed occult and esoteric topics for about 20 minutes and eventually arrived at the topic of secret societies and secret knowledge. I asked T what he thought would constitute as secret knowledge, and at that very moment, a homeless man literally stumbled into our midst and took over the conversation with some very confusing and dark topics, including prostitution, blackmail and gossip, abortion being a spiritual offering to Satan, and portals with access to different dimensions. The man claimed to be Lucifer, claimed to be brothers with Jesus, and he was dressed in all white, immaculately clean clothes, including white pants, a white linen shirt with tassels, and 2 cross necklaces on. Whether it was due to drugs, a psychotic episode, or perhaps genuine spiritual possession, he would jump from topic to topic, and his emotions would fluctuate from unseriousness to intense anger rather unpredictably. After listening to the man ramble for about 30 minutes, fully in character as Lucifer, I was ready to head out. But before doing so, I revealed to him that I was a follower of Christ, to which he made me an offer that if I were to follow him, I could get everything I wanted in life, including wealth and fame, in half the time and at half the cost it would require if I were to continue to follow Christ. I declined the offer, saying those weren't priorities in my life, and tried to offer some encouraging words before I left. I also asked T if he'd want to continue our conversation that we were having as a podcast the following morning, which is where this conversation picks back up. I've also since reconnected with the man who claimed to be Lucifer when he was in a different state of mind. We ended up having dinner together, some fascinating talks about the supernatural, and have even gone to church together. So, with that background, I hope you enjoy this conversation with T, who is an incredibly charismatic, charming, and articulate person filled with tons of conviction. Though this conversation got cut off prematurely due to my phone storage, the 50 or so minutes are filled with rich dialogue about Christianity, Gnosticism, the nature of Jesus, healing from childhood trauma, living simply, and navigating unhealthy relationships with parents. So, without further ado, here's T.
Hey girl, what's new with you?
The hell was that
No, I
supposed to
literally
mean?
cannot understand.
Why is he always
it just
trying
seems
so
like
hard?
she isn't even trying.
Might
So
just be a
why should
difficult
I?
time for him.
I'm pretty sure she knows everyone hates her.
You know, I've never really thought of it that way.
I guess I could see that.
But then I realized I'm just like
her.
him.
Well, cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Cheers to
It's
learning.
really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, guys, I'm here with T, my bro that I met last night, and we listened to some music and just chatted about all things esoteric spirituality and beyond. And then we met an entity.
Yes. Yes, we did.
And I thought it was Lucifer, but you said it was actually Satan himself.
Absolutely Satan.
Wow.
Aren't they the same?
I honestly don't know.
I think they're the same.
They're the same? Okay.
All same name for same things.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, T is a really loving person, and that's why we connected, is because I sensed a lot of love in this dude. And I mean, that's what we want to focus on today, is just the love, you know. But I appreciate that about you, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So, when you were asking last night about the secrets,
Yeah.
and then Vincent came up, and you were like, "Is this about the secrets?"
Mhm.
You said something of that.
Yeah.
What did you mean?
So it reminded me of the Garden of Eden a little bit. You know that story, I'm sure.
Yes.
You know, it's like the serpent appears in the garden.
Yes.
And then it tells Eve, it's like, do you want to know the secret of, you know, knowledge of good and evil? And the serpent offers wisdom. And Eve accepts, you know, thinking like, oh, you know, like the serpent makes a compelling case of like, hey, there's something else to be known here, and you don't know it. You don't possess this knowledge. And so the moment Eve expresses interest in knowing something more is when the sin enters the world, and she, you know, takes a bite or whatever, you know, fucking Apple logo. But,
Right.
And so it was interesting that literally it was the point at which I asked you, you know, how would you define a secret? You know, first I asked, is there a place for secret knowledge, and if so, what is that place?
Right.
And then I asked, what constitutes a secret? And then Lucifer appears.
Do you find that funny?
No.
Why
No.
not?
I find it fitting because I know how evil works. You know.
Yes. So when you're asking two powerful beings, two loving beings,
Yeah.
you're asking about secret knowledge, and then he appears.
Right.
It's almost as if you manifested the originator of secret knowledge.
Yes. Absolutely. I believe that.
Right? He came dancing over. Like
Yeah, he did. He literally was dancing.
He likes to dance in his way, which is beautiful.
Now, I'm interested why you say you follow Christ, but you use such generous language to describe Satan.
Yes.
Why?
Well, when Jesus was with his disciples, right? And towards the end, right? And one of the disciples said, "Jesus, we're gonna defend you," and right?
Simon, yep.
Right? And what did Jesus call him?
Simon Peter?
No, what did he call him when he said that?
Oh, I don't remember. Oh, he called him Satan.
Stand back, Satan. You have no idea what you're talking about. So was Satan one of the disciples?
It's a good fucking question.
Aha!
It's a good question.
So
I
you
don't
didn't
know.
think about that.
I didn't. No.
I think about that all the time.
Interesting.
Because Satan is always there. Always.
Hmm.
And it's negative thinking. Did he say anything positive last night?
No. Not that I recall.
No.
It was
For
very
how
dark.
long?
For a good fucking at least 30 minutes, maybe
Stand
longer.
back, Satan. Stand back. Because that was in a tight moment Jesus was in. Right? That wasn't a tight moment yesterday. There are tight moments where you have to do that.
Why did you... Were you scared at all for your safety?
No.
When Vincent came
No.
over? No? His
No,
name was
because I had my
Vincent, by the
friends
way.
and I had my friend.
Yeah.
4 friends. 3 friends. Maybe a few more.
Meaning the 2 musicians that were there.
Yep, and you.
And me. Yeah.
12 disciples. That's good amount of protection
Yeah.
for ultimate love.
Yeah. So why do you think Jesus was the ultimate love?
Because he was. When you are ultimate love, you are, right? So when you love everything, when you love yourself, because you love yourself, you love everything. It's the only way to do it. If you hate something, I want to kill that ant. Why did I just kill that ant? Because I hate something about myself. I hate that I'm small.
Have you? And you mentioned you had. I don't want to disclose things about you.
No, it's okay. It's open.
Okay.
You said it's open.
Cool. You mentioned anger in the past that
Yes.
you dealt with.
Yes.
Could you share an example, maybe to your comfort level, of like how that looked in your past?
Absolutely. I committed every sin except one. Even all of them, actually, towards animals. Right? And I did it out of hate. I did it out of anger, right? Because, I grew up in a very turbulent household.
Yeah.
So, obviously, I loved my parents. I loved the people I grew up with. I saw what they did. I did it. I did the same thing. I got angry. That's what I learned. Oh, that's love. But now, that isn't love. It's not love. That's warped. Love is... I love that little guy. And I love him or her because look at they follow that line.
Yeah.
And they work
That's
really
true.
hard.
Yeah, look at him go. He's following the line.
Yes.
Smart little bugger.
Oh, incredibly intelligent. Very intelligent. I lived in the desert for 2 years, and they had these big ants, big red and black ants, big.
Damn.
And their bite hurt, dude.
Shit.
It hurt, right? So they're everywhere in the house, outside, everywhere, dude. I'm like, why am I here? Why am I here in this desert? Why? And so I started to feed these ants, right? Like bananas or rice. And all of a sudden I see them go like this, like that. What? This human is being nice? What? Like that. And after, a few times feeding them, they wouldn't bite me anymore. That guy's in incredible shape.
Sure is. Damn. So what changed between the angry you and the not angry you? What changed in your heart or mind or both?
Evolution, right? Evolution.
Yeah.
Everything. You said be open. I mean, how open is this? You know what I mean?
However open you want it to be. I mean, this will reach an audience of 850 people or more.
Yes.
So.
Yes. So, growing up in a warped environment, seeing horrible things, right? I never wanted to take normal thing is a guy takes a lady home, right? Girlfriend home. I never wanted to do that because my dad is incredibly aggressive.
So you were nervous to put people around him?
I would never, never bring a woman that I liked around him. No way, right? So that never happened. So it was warped. Growing up with family that are very sadistic, basically, I got married with a transgender person who was named Luis and then changed her name to Rocio. So that was really dark because she was suicidal and transgender.
Wow.
So very, very controlling. But again, this is my shadow,
Sure.
right?
We all have it.
It's what I manifested for 7 years.
Did you, or was it partly your family that manifested it on your behalf?
Of course, but that's the way it went.
That's
See
the
what
way
I'm
it
saying?
went.
That's the way it went.
Yeah.
And I can't go back.
Right.
That's the way it went. I loved women. But there's no way, I really did everything that my dad kind of wanted me to in the military. And, nothing I did made him happy. It was always fighting and really scary,
Yeah.
Between him and my mom and my sister. Just horrible. And I said, well, what is good enough? What is good enough? And there was nothing good enough. Nothing was good enough. So that's where that anger came from. Nothing is good enough.
Understandable.
Yeah.
So what? That's heavy, man.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I always want to take a moment to honor.
It's real.
It's real.
It's real.
And you've accepted it. I can tell.
Yes, it's real, right? And I've cut off all toxic relationships, right? I mean, me and Vincent don't really have, a relationship.
Right.
Oh, I'm your friend. It's not like I run over to him.
Right.
I avoid him. But if I'm sitting talking to a beautiful person and he comes up, well, now, now I'm going to let you experience what I'm tortured with.
Satan.
Yes. But I love him. I love him and I want him to heal.
Because there's a soul behind the possession.
Absolutely. If it's living, which he is, he's alive. He's alive. And it's just that he's so, like, he got traumatized really bad. And he cannot get out of that loop. And that's 96% of this population.
Yes.
They're all traumatized and they cannot get out of the loop. And they will lie. They will lie to you. Some of them are bad liars, bad actors. Some of them really good. Their life is perfect. It's not. It's very sadistic. It's sick.
And interestingly, I would argue the good liars are the ones that are, to me, are a little bit scarier. The ones who are like...
The good actors?
Yeah, the good actors.
Oh, they're the scariest. But I love them. They're all beautiful.
They're all beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, even the, this is what dogs teach me, dude. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, the purity of heart.
They love everybody. And yeah, sometimes when people are really scary, really scary people, like, dogs will shy away from them.
Yeah.
Run away from them. Right? So it's not like, we love no. It's like if a person is in that mode with that energy, no, they're not. They want to live and they want to be happy.
Yeah. So who is Christ to you, and how does that transform your life?
Yes. Jesus was love in the human form. Love in the human form. And his parents weren't the nicest parents. But they thought they knew what love was. And he grew up with them. And they were mean to him. So he went and traveled. And he learned ways. He learned the ways of love. He already knew the book. The book that he read back then. But then he traveled and he learned the ways all around. And when he came back home, they were really jealous. Jealous of him. Or they looked at it. Yeah, it was all jealous, because they were really angry at him. Why'd you leave? You should have been here. And what he was doing, he was healing with love. They didn't like that either. They wanted to kill him for it. Because he was doing for free with love what people who were paid and part of the system couldn't do.
Do you believe he was the Son of God and one with God?
I believe that he was God in the human form.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you believe he's the only God, or do you believe that there are other people who have embodied God himself?
Yes.
You do believe that? Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Many.
Cool. Say more.
Well,
I don't, and by the way, even if I disagree with you, I'm
Yes.
totally open to hearing your perspective.
yes. Yes, of course. If you love in the moment, that is God. Right? So Einstein came up with a theory that if something goes the speed of light, right?
Mm-hmm.
If something goes the speed of light, it gets incredibly large and time stands still. If something goes the speed of light, it grows to incredibly large and
Okay.
time stands still.
Okay.
What is the sun?
What is the sun?
Yeah.
Like up in the sky sun?
No, the other sun.
Son of
that
God?
sun. No, the sun.
I don't know what you mean. The
Right.
sun?
The sun that goes up in the morning and down at night.
It's a star.
Yes. Can anything live without the star?
No.
No.
Well, according to physics, no.
Correct. And I go by physics. Yeah, I go by physics. Jesus was a carpenter. He goes by physics.
Yeah. It's funny. I was thinking a lot about postmodernism and subjectivity and all that. And like, we live in an era where we're taught to not believe our five senses.
Yes.
And that's bullshit.
Correct.
And like there is objectivity to reality, and our whole culture is like the sheep that are scared to say
Correct.
that, and you use the term alpha, which is not a term I ever use because it's something that, denotes like ego and pride and insecurity typically.
Yeah.
The alphas are the ones who are like secretly super insecure.
Well, you're talking about the betas that act as alphas.
Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah. Those are betas that act. They call themselves alphas. But true alphas love. Because alpha is in a system that is in control, right? A control system. That's not love. When it's a system based on love, there is no alpha. There is only one that is love.
I track with that.
Yeah.
I track with that. That's cool. So let's go to the esoteric side of things. What's piqued your interest in like hidden knowledge? And I don't know what you know, I don't know what books you've read, I don't know what stuff you've practiced, but what piqued your interest in it and took you down that rabbit hole, I guess?
Yeah, definitely the Bible. The Bible, if you read the Bible, right? Jesus says, I speak in parables, right? I speak like this. So you actually have to think, and you have to seek. You have to, you have to be human. You have to connect with others. You have to question things. Because he's not just going to say the truth. You'll kill him for that. He'll say it like that.
What do you think, if he did say the truth, what do you think the truth would have been that he said in a nutshell? What's so dangerous about the truth?
Because people are so hurt. People are so hurt, right? They're afraid of love. So when you see the thing, fear God, right? Why would you fear God if God is love? God created all of life. Why would you fear something that creates beautiful life that loves?
Yeah, I wonder. I've heard many sermons preached on the topic of fear and fearing God, and I still don't have a really clear answer or understanding of that concept,
right,
as it pertains to the Bible. So,
right?
Yeah,
when a mom has a baby, she sees that baby the first time, and for the first month, and for the first year, right? Love, right? Like, where does God say, oh, you should fear me? Look at this baby. Yeah, you should fear. Where? It's all love. When you have a dog, God creation, when do you fear the dog? Ever. But fear God. Because look at that creation of the puppy that always gives you love. Fear it.
Yeah.
Sick. That guy that was sitting with us yesterday, all full of fear.
Yeah.
Because he listens to it. He listens to the fear because he was traumatized at such a young age. I love fear. I love it. No, you don't. You just don't know you do.
So, this is random, but you remind me of a guy named Nathan Reynolds. Do you know who that is? He's like a guy who was like had some crazy experiences being brought up as a kid, and like I didn't know what you shared about. You shared vaguely about your upbringing.
Yeah.
But he had some crazy childhood experiences,
yes,
and had like a handler and stuff, and like, and he ended up becoming a Christian, and follows like he believes in the Old Testament God as well, which is interesting to me because you see a pretty stark deviation between the Old Testament God and then Jesus.
Not really.
Really? Interesting.
This is the thing is, because I've read the Bible several times. If you really read it with love, right? Because that's what happens when you're with dogs. You have to love. You have to. They force you to. When you read it with love, dogs will destroy everything, right? Mm-hmm. Dogs will destroy everything you don't need. Mm-hmm. They don't destroy the Bible. They'll destroy the stuff you don't need, right? So yeah, reading that with love,
What do you mean by dogs don't destroy the Bible? Because you're not talking about dogs.
It's love. The Bible is love.
But who do you mean by dogs?
Dogs.
Like actual dogs?
Yes.
Okay.
Dogs.
I wasn't sure if you were talking metaphorically here.
No, because I raised 30 puppies in 3 years, and I took care of many street dogs. All they show is love, dude.
Yeah.
They don't stop.
Yeah, it's pretty
and they
awesome.
don't fear. And what's dog backwards?
God.
There you go. It's all, God is the funniest, like, he is the Joker. God is the Joker.
He's got a sense of humor.
The best. The best sense of humor.
Yeah.
And it's in the most tragic situations when people are crying, God will throw in a little joke. And you're laughing when all these people are crying. They're like, this fucker.
Yeah. He's a fucking poet, dude. This is something I've learned about God is like, I wouldn't have chosen to be an atheist for the last 10 years and then come back to spirituality through a lot of suffering the last year. But God had a different plan, you know?
Yes. Yes. It's a beautiful plan.
It's a beautiful plan.
Yes, it is. God is the ultimate. Love is the ultimate. You know, I'm still healing, so I still resist.
Yeah, me too.
I still don't flow. Bruce Lee, be like water. Be like water, right? Right? Be like water. Yeah, right? Okay. So this is the funny thing, right?
Yeah.
Be like water. Chinese are beautiful in almost everything they do. They make the most beautiful dogs. You go to China, it's beautiful. They're beautiful people. Be like water. You go to the water, you see hundreds of bees. Be like water. They like water. They like the ocean water. Get in the ocean water. Heal. Enjoy life. Notice all the beauty. The bees. Be like water. And stretch.
So you believe that the Jewish people believe this too. They had a ritual cleansing practice. I forget what it was called, but literally they would baptism, Christian baptism came from a Jewish practice of ritual baptism.
Right.
And it was a cleansing, spiritually cleansing process.
But no, I don't agree with it.
No?
No, not theirs nor the Christians. What I do agree with is changing. Changing yourself. Having a mental breakdown. Because that's what it takes to change.
Yep.
It hurts. Right? And once you do that, you will flow to the water. And love will baptize you. And the angels will greet you.
And did that happen? You said you underwent a radical change about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
What happened for you with that? I imagine there was some sort of baptismal
Yeah,
experience
but
in
now, now it's like, I feel it, right? But before the radical change, I was healing with love with the dogs, and we're at a beach, and my ex-partner, her mom, and her niece were there. And her niece said, "Come on, Thomas, let's go to the water. Right? Let's go in the water." And she led me, and I felt I don't go in the ocean. I didn't go, I didn't go in. I don't like it. She led me into the water, holding my hand, this little girl, and I submerged. And as I get out, there's a lady I've never seen before, and she has an accent, African American, and she's like, "Welcome, welcome, oh, welcome," like that. And she gives me a big hug. I'm like, that must have been a real baptism. That must have been, I've changed. Now I'm about love, because I worked really hard for it.
And that was the woman you said was just like her gaze and her presence was just otherworldly almost? And you've seen her driving around town, and you said you locked eyes with her one time? And
No, not her.
Okay.
No, she's not African American. Yeah. Yeah, no, that one needs a lot of healing. Yeah, she needs a lot of healing. She's beautiful.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's all truth, man. Because if you flow, be like water.
Yeah.
Flow with love. Flow. heaven comes to earth.
Yeah.
Heaven comes to earth. It just does.
Yeah.
And it cannot stop.
I agree, man.
I'm watching them talk to each other on their path. Like, hey man, what's going on? Okay, you going there? Yeah, you're on the route today. I'm on the route. Hey, you get that pay raise?
That amp promotion.
Hey, hey, who do I need to talk to? You get that pay? Hey.
As if, bro. So, what are your highest spiritual ambitions as it comes to fighting corruption in this world?
Being a human bee. Bees aren't, they're beautiful, but they're tough, they're strong. Being a human dog, they will correct. Whenever there's a unhealthiness in the pack, the alpha is going to correct unhealthiness. Alpha. Why is there alpha? Because we're in a system. We're in a system of control. If we weren't in a system of control, there would be no alpha. But, one would correct the other.
Can you give an example of a time when you've had to step into courage and speak truth when in love?
Yes. Very recent, too. I do it as often as possible. Yeah, I don't hesitate. I don't hesitate.
I get that sense from you.
Yes.
It's cool.
I was in a church, and I went in, with love. But I knew what was going on. You know what I'm saying? I knew it wasn't love. It was in there.
Yeah.
I'm love, going into non-love. But they're acting as if they love. The food, they have so much food, and I'm eating the food. And then one of the homeless guys comes up to me. This big guy, right? He has these cool glasses, and he's hippie, and he walks with like a staff. He's like, hey! He's like, how do you feel eating the food of the guy that you cussed out a few weeks ago? Dude, I'm like,
He's just coming at you, bro.
like right next to me. What? I'm like, what? He's like, he puts like a bit of food in his mouth. He's like, how do you feel? And I'm like, oh, all right. So I leave. I have my dog with me, my puppy. And I leave. I'm like, demon, right? I'm like, I want that food.
Yeah.
Coming back.
Yeah, around too.
Yeah, so I'm like, I forgot about it.
Yeah.
I forgave myself.
Wow.
And he's like, good for you. He's like, good for you. And he gave me a hug. But, I was like, come on, man, that wasn't really welcoming.
Yeah.
But, so then...
Oh, he was a church member?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's over there eating. Like, right next to me at the next table. Like 5 feet away. Just staring at me,
Gosh, bro.
Okay. So then I go into the church and do the service. And I don't know. I'm watching it. It's beautiful. A lot of beautiful people. But then the pastor gets up and he's talking about Paul. And there's really no mention of any Jesus words. They sing about Jesus over and over and over. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. But then once it comes to the speaking part, they never talk about Jesus' words. It's always about, some suffering that somebody needed to do, And so then the pretty females start like yelling out stuff, to repeat what the pastor says, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, they're speaking. They're speaking from the audience, right? There's community type thing. So when he says that the persecution of the poor, and then people start yelling out, it's coming, the persecution of the poor is coming, right? And I'm like, I'm here with my dog, dude. Ultra confidence, ultra love. I'm like, it's coming. I'm like, it's here. The persecution of the poor is here. Persecution of the follower of Jesus is here, and it's never left.
Yeah.
It's never, like, it's always been here. They persecute the poor because they're insane and they're sick. Instead of getting the poor up into society and becoming model citizens, because they all can, with love, let's keep them on the street. And let's say that the persecution of the poor is coming. Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming. So I said, it's here. And I get shushed, and they kick me out of the church. And they well, at that point, they're physically pushing me out of the church. So I call them words. And they're like, oh, don't come back. I'm like, I won't come back. So, for speaking the truth, I got persecuted.
Did it rub you the wrong way when the women were like agreeing with what the pastor is saying verbally?
Yes, because I knew it was artificial.
Yeah.
I knew it was, they either paid or told those women what to do. It's not like they just said it. It's like, this is what we want you to do because you're beautiful, you're pretty women. It attracts the men.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I'm guessing that it's some sort of like legal business going on there as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I've never until the last 2 months gone down like conspiracy rabbit holes, and I just like have been deep diving, and I've been fucking, I want to do anti-corruption work now. I don't know what that looks like, but I want to do it.
Good for you.
Does that go through your mind a lot? Like,
always.
What's happening behind the scenes here?
Everything goes through my mind. Yeah. Everything. But I'm a guy, so it's not as fast nor as much as a female thinks about. If she is free, not oppressed, and not suppressed. Man, females are beautiful, dude. And they'll come up with things. It's like, wow, make you humble.
They're fucking intelligent and intuitive on a level that is just unbelievable.
Yes. And how they speak about things, like, yes, that is true. It's very true. And if they don't, it's because they're suppressed and oppressed. They were hurt. They were traumatized. Almost all of them have been. Some of them are able to function in a way where they succeed, kind of.
Yeah.
Not really godly, but succeed in this society.
Yeah. So what ended up happening with, was it your first wife?
Well, partner.
Partner.
Yeah. So I did it because it was an escape. Okay? It was an escape from getting out toxicity. And it was escaping toxicity to go into toxicity, right? But I found love there. I found love, which was dogs, actual dogs. They showed me love. I learned love through that. And now I am loving myself, living at the ocean, speaking with beautiful, loving people as much as possible. And yeah, I do interact with the non-loving. But how are they living? They must love something. They must. Yeah. So I interact with them as well.
Yeah. What do you think of, like, do you believe in, like, I mean, I think it goes without saying, we talked to a guy who was seemingly possessed by Lucifer or Satan last night.
Right.
Do you believe in spiritual possession of evil entities? And
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Have you experienced that either firsthand or in talking with other people, like the guy last night?
And it's just negative energy.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
It can be healed. Jesus healed it. But he had 12 disciples. And he picked. See, Jesus had the power because he was pure love.
Yeah.
So he picked the ones that could help him, right? Achieve a community of love. And he did a great job. He healed a lot of people. And through love. And he used those 12 disciples to connect with others, to give them the assurance, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about. And he does. And it's going to hurt to change. But do you want to heal? Yes, you want to heal. You don't want to have those afflictions? Okay, well, listen to this guy. He really knows what he's doing.
Do you think? Okay? So you think? I'm interested in this. Genuinely interested. And I'm trying to think of how I want to say it in a way that's not like
Do it.
condemning.
Just do it.
Okay. The disciples like died for the message of sharing Christ, and some of them explicitly thought he was divine. It's contested whether or not Jesus claimed to be divine or not, and I think that the disciples even believed that he was God incarnate. Do you think that there have been other people who have also been God incarnate? Because it seemed like they went to great lengths to like proclaim his divinity.
Yes.
And almost he's the only way, the way, the truth, and the life. But
It's the truth.
Yeah?
It's the truth. Love. Love is the only way. True love is the only way. Jesus forgave. When they asked, how many times should I forgive? Forgive continuously. But you still have to have whip and overturn tables. Still have to do that. You can't just let everybody run you over.
Right.
Jesus learned that from a young age. People run him over. They ran him over. He's like, oh, hey, I'm going to get tough. I'm going to get 12 disciples who, and they're all loving, but they can protect me at times because people are going to try to stone me at all times because I'm revolutionary. I'm a revolutionary. Hey, you.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Very well. Hey, did you really walk all the way? You took the trolley on.
No, we did in a car wash, so we're just waiting.
No. The other day.
Oh, the other day. No, we usually
We
drive.
walked like a mile each way,
Oh,
2 miles each
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
That one day you saw us
Daily.
when it was dark out. Yeah, we walk on over to the montage and then back, get a little walk in every night
Yeah.
around like 6. Yeah.
How old are you?
So sick.
It's 24.
How old are you?
20.
Got it. Makes sense.
Yeah, what are you?
Huh?
What about you?
39. Yeah.
Good job.
You have incredible energy.
Have a nice day.
What are we talking about?
I don't know, but they were fucking cool.
They're beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so sick, dude. You just like go around town and spread love with people.
And that's Tyler. Tyler! See how good he looks? He looks good.
Oh man.
Yeah. Corruption? Yeah. I don't like it, man. It's because people think they need to collect more. Because they were raised with somebody who said, you need to do more than me.
Well,
That's not love.
Here's a question, more specific one. Do you think there are secret societies that within the secret societies they like coagulate power and then trade power and do dark things
Sure of it.
to ensure that it stays concentrated at the
Sure
top?
of it.
Yeah.
Sure of it.
So what do we do about that? I mean, like, it's a dangerous topic, right? But
No.
you don't think it is?
Okay. You
We're
ready for
safe.
this?
We're
Ready-
safe.
Ready for this?
Yeah.
Ready? When the disciples were scared that they were going to die in the boat, Jesus was sleeping. And Jesus was sleeping, okay? Like, oh my God, Jesus! Oh my God. What did he say?
I don't remember.
Man, you need to
Don't
read
fear.
the Bible,
I need
man.
to read my Bible.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
he
be
said,
honest.
he said, stop fearing, stop being afraid, have faith.
Have faith.
Have faith.
Have
Stop
faith.
it. Have like that, right?
Yeah.
But it's not just like you're just sitting there, right? It's not you're just sitting there and I have faith that everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
No, faith is loving.
Yeah.
Love in the moment, and you have endless energy when you do that.
Wow.
Love in the moment. That is God. Be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. Jesus. Be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. Jesus. He didn't say, oh, you're not perfect, but God is perfect. Be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. Parable. My Father is the Son in heaven. It's perfect, and I shall be perfect just like it.
Have you ever had any supernatural experiences?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did it build your faith, having those
Yes.
experiences?
Yes.
What built your faith more, suffering or the signs and wonders or supernatural things? Or is it just different?
Love.
Love.
True love built my faith the most. So wow. This dog is giving me everything they have, and they just love at all times. They don't stop. They'll share. I'll go walking with the dog, and for a while, and it will share a lemon with me, a lemon to eat, and it won't complain.
That's so cool.
It's love, right? People come up, the meanest people. They change for an instant.
Wow.
Imagine if there was a group of loving people with dogs walking around spreading the good news.
You gotta start this ministry, bro. Like, just fucking walk dogs around town and talk about Jesus.
Imagine. Okay? Then people say, wow, this is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah. But the people who go against it, right? The reason why Jesus lost those thousands of disciples that he had was because people were jealous. They were jealous of Jesus. Yeah. They were jealous that he was loving and he was happy with life. People were disgruntled and they didn't love anybody. Started whispering in other people's ears, oh, this guy, he's the devil.
Now, jealousy, I agree, is one of the most fundamental sins that we all experience in life. But I think there's greed, there's hatred, there's just other things too.
Yep, hatred comes from sadness.
Like misery.
Yes. Hatred comes from sadness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate that guy over there. His fucking car. Hate him. I don't have that car.
Yeah.
He looks good. He has a beautiful wife.
Yeah.
I hate that guy.
Yeah. Fuck him.
That's right. Even though, in reality, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
So, reincarnation and the egg theory of we live everyone else's life. Are you a proponent of that?
I believe that
Interesting.
1000%.
Wow, interesting.
But it's all in this moment.
All in this moment. Okay, that's
All
a
in this
distinction.
moment, right? So it's all like,
Yeah.
So and then you go, and then it's this moment again.
Mm-hmm.
It's a flow.
Mm-hmm.
It's consciousness.
I see.
It's very realistic.
So not like in a future time I will be that person.
There is no future time.
Yeah,
None.
there's only now.
We all create it now, and that's a new now. A new now meaning this now, right?
When you say we create it, tell me more about that.
We meaning me.
Yeah.
We meaning you. We. Because we're all the same, just separate.
Mm-hmm.
Variety. God loves variety. If there's only one thing, it's very boring.
Mm-hmm.
Hence why we came about.
What do you think about pantheism, the idea that God exists in all and is all? Is that unique or distinct from a Christian worldview, or do you think that is compatible? Because most traditional Christians would say, no, this is distinct belief that
I know.
doesn't fit.
I know Christians do that because they fear God.
Yeah.
Yes. Fear of God. Again, right? Circle. This right here. See how we just did that?
Oh, yeah. Infinity.
See how yeah, because that's God, right? God is endless. God is love.
Right.
Endless.
Right.
Strongest.
Right.
Variety just keeps going. Eternal life. Once you love, you enter into... Become as a child. What do children do? They imagine. And they have fun. And they go crazy. Be as a child. Enter the kingdom of heaven. Do you believe it or no?
I do believe that.
Yeah.
I'm re-exploring Christianity. Oh no, you guys can pass. Welcome to the podcast. It's funny, even fear can be like an expression of like concern or care. Like they wanted to be thoughtful when they were passing by, so they got like nervous a little bit of like, are we interrupting?
That's false fear.
False fear.
Because they're assholes. They're complete assholes.
Yeah.
Complete.
Like fuck out of my way.
That's
Like
right.
I'm walking here.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
You know when it's real.
yeah. Yeah.
That wasn't real.
Yeah.
They're not loving. They would have said something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, huh?
Hey, do you guys want some food? Do you want some money?
Yeah.
Look at me.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, pantheism, God.
Well, this is the thing, is I don't call it pantheism, right? I don't have the names. What I do know, to love at all times. And of course, not, when I say love, not being nice, right? If someone's hurting you, you love them by like protecting yourself. You see what I'm saying? And
Right.
don't hurt me like
right,
that.
Right.
Correct them and forgive them.
It's beautiful. That's fucking beautiful.
That is the truth, right? Because
Yeah.
all dogs are the same consciousness. And they tell me this. They tell me that.
I really like how, like, last night there was a moth that you found and picked up.
Yes.
And, you know, you're just admiring this thing,
Yes.
you know, and like you see the beauty, you know, and perhaps divinity in creation,
Mm-hmm.
which some people, you know, would say that's very heretical, you know, because it's like there's humans are like a distinct class of beings, and then there's God, the one true God.
Right.
Which I tend to believe that, you know,
Yeah.
I tend to lean in that direction, but I sympathize with the idea of like reincarnation. Even, you know, I've thought about that deeply. I've thought about I mean, no one knows, right? No one fucking knows, but
it's not really a true statement.
yeah.
It's not really a true statement because I'm going to admit something to you, Chris, right now.
Okay.
And I know you're not truly there because you're very young.
I'm older than you. Oh no, I'm not. You're 39.
Definitely not.
You look younger, bro. You don't
Thank
look
you.
39. That's
Thank
crazy.
you. Yes. Orlando. Hey, ¿cómo estás? I get it. I get why you have that thought, right? I get it. But from this where I am right now,
Yeah.
God is not separate.
Yeah.
God is my life. Love. God is love. It's all in the Bible. The secret, God is love. When someone came up to Jesus and said, Jesus, you know, the one who's going to challenge Jesus, right? Jesus, what is thy greatest commandment? What is the greatest commandment? You know, tricking Jesus. Oh, I'm going to pick the greatest commandment. Let me think. What did Jesus say?
Love the Lord your God, love your neighbor as yourself, right?
That isn't what he said.
No?
I mean, kind of, but
It's love. The greatest commandment is love.
you don't remember it?
No.
All right, you need to read the Bible, man.
Help me out.
All right. The first is this:
Oh.
to love thy God with all thy soul, thy strength, thy mind.
Yeah.
And the second is to love thy neighbor as thyself. The first is to love thy God with all thy strength, thy soul, and thy mind. And the second is to love thy neighbor as thyself.
What do you make of that?
There's another thing. There was another thing that he said. The first shall be last, and the last shall be
First.
first.
So you think they're the same? He was saying the same thing, but in separate ways.
First shall be last, and the last shall be first. When someone came and asked him, what are the greatest commandments? First shall be last, last shall be first. Love thy neighbor as thyself. When Moses asked God, when he was saving the Israelites, okay, they were in the desert, dude. He's like, God, what am I going to call you? What's your name? What did God say?
I assume it was something like Yeshua, but I'm
No.
not sure.
He said, my name is I am.
I am.
I am.
Yeah.
Do you get a connection? Do you get it?
Eternal. You're saying. I am.
You split a piece of wood, and I am there. God is everywhere. And if you don't think God is everywhere, you're doubting God. I love all of God's creation. If you don't love one of God's creation, be perfect as thy Father in heaven is perfect.
Like Pharisee mindset of like achieving to your way to salvation.
I love every God creation. In the beginning, the first few pages of the Bible, God loves all of creation. He doesn't say kill anything. But then humans, because of ignorance, right? God's like, all right, I love you humans. I'm not going to take you off the face of the earth. I'm going to keep making excuses for you, even though you're not loving. Not one of the disciples listened to Jesus. Tell me one time in the Bible when Jesus says, you were good listeners, disciples. One time.
Really? Oh yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
Ever?
No, I don't think he does. Yeah.
No, he's always complaining.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Because they're not listening. Like, okay, Jesus, we need to stone a woman. Like,
What?
did you not see what I just... Show us another miracle, Jesus. Show us another miracle and we'll believe you. This generation shall see no more miracles. I've just performed so many miracles. Haven't you seen? One more.
That's why I asked the different, or like what built your faith more between suffering and the signs that you've seen in your life. Because for me, it's been suffering. Like I've seen supernatural things. But
No,
for me,
dude,
it's
I've been in
suffering.
jail. I've been in jail. Look at that guy right there. You tell me he's not suffering? He's suffering so much every day. You
Yeah.
think he's found love?
I don't know.
No, he has not found love. So many people haven't found love because they're still stuck in trauma. He's stuck in trauma. He thinks by walking every day, continuously, and not connecting with anybody, he's going to find whatever he's finding. No, this is it. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Because you are me in a different form. The problem is people don't listen to it because they're so traumatized by something in their past and they don't want to heal through it. They want to look good for their parents or whoever raised them. They want to look good for them.